Is the housing market on the brink of collapse? Will mortgage rates finally drop? There's a lot of noise out there, but what's really true? In the next few minutes, we're exposing 4 of the biggest housing market myths that could be holding you back. Whether you're buying, selling, or just watching from the sidelines, you'll want to hear this.
I'm all ears.
Let's kick things off with the biggest myths making waves right now. The housing market is about to crash, just like it did in 2008. I see this everywhere, on social media, in comments, and even in casual conversations. And I get it. With sky-high home prices and climbing interest rates, it's easy to hope for or fear a dramatic market collapse. But here's the thing. 2024 is nothing like 2008, and here's why. Back in 2008, the housing market was a ticking time bomb. Builders were cranking out homes at an unsustainable pace, flooding the market with inventory. Meanwhile, lenders handed out mortgage like candy, often with little to no money down and adjustable rates that skyrocketed after the initial period. When those rates jumped, homeowners were blindsided, unable to afford their payments. Add to that widespread job losses during the recession, and the result was catastrophic. Fast forward to 2024, and the landscape has completely changed. Nearly half of all homeowners now have more than 50% equity in their homes, a financial buffer that was almost non-existent in 2008. Lending standards are significantly stricter thanks to reforms, and today's high prices are fueled by a basic economic principle. Demand far outweighs supply. In short, the factors that caused the last crash simply aren't in play anymore. Myth number 2. Homeowners will never sell because they're locked into low interest rates. At first glance, this myth seems logical. If you've refinanced at 3%, why would you trade that in for a mortgage with today's higher rates? It's a compelling argument, but it misses one critical truth about real estate. Life happens. Every day, people face life changes that make moving a necessity, not a choice. A new job in another city? You're packing your bags. Families outgrowing their starter homes? Time to upsize. Parents looking for better school districts or safer neighborhoods? A move becomes non-negotiable. Retirees choosing to downsize or chase warmer climates? They're selling. Empty nesters with too much house to maintain? Downsizing is the obvious move. And of course, there are life's unexpected challenges, divorces, health issues, or the need for assisted living that force transitions regardless of market conditions. Here's the bottom line. While higher rates might make people think twice about selling, they don't stop life's curveballs. Real estate isn't just about numbers. It's about people and their ever-changing needs. That's why even in today's market, homes are still being bought and sold every single day. Myth number 3. Rising interest rates will automatically lead to falling home prices. At first glance, this seems logical. Higher borrowing costs should reduce demand, right? But real estate is never that simple. The relationship between interest rates and home prices is far more nuanced than this myth suggests. Here's the truth. Home prices aren't falling across the board. In fact, they vary widely depending on the market. Some areas are seeing slight declines, sure, but in many desirable locations, prices are still climbing. And even with today's high rates. Why? Because home prices are influenced by more than just interest rates. Local demand, inventory levels, and economic growth all play crucial roles. And savvy buyers are taking this into account. Many have embraced the strategy of dating the rate and marrying the house. They know today's higher rates aren't ideal, but they also recognize an important opportunity. Rates can always be refinanced when they drop. But home prices, those tend to climb over time, especially in sought-after neighborhoods. Waiting for rates to come down might mean facing even higher prices later on. Think about it. In markets with limited inventory and high demand, the value of homes typically appreciates, regardless of short-term fluctuations in interest rates. So while rising rates may shift the dynamics of affordability, they don't necessarily bring home prices crashing down. Real estate remains an investment driven by long-term trends, not just immediate conditions. Myth number 4. Good credit buyers are subsidizing buyers with poor credit. This idea has sparked a lot of heated debates recently, fueled by some confusion over changes made by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. But let's clear the air. This myth completely misrepresents what's really happening. Here's the truth. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the government-sponsored enterprises that help make homeownership accessible, recently adjusted their fee structures. But these changes mostly impacted second home loans, high balance loans, and cash-out refinances, not the bread and butter mortgages most first-time homebuyers rely on. And let's set the record straight on how lending works. The core principle hasn't changed. Buyers with lower credit scores still pay higher interest rates than those with strong credit. Mortgage pricing is and has always been based on risk. A higher risk profile means higher costs. It's that simple. The recent adjustments aren't about penalizing good credit buyers or rewarding poor credit ones. Instead, they're about ensuring the system remains fair and sustainable for a wide range of borrowers. So while this myth might sound like a juicy headline, it doesn't reflect the reality of how mortgage lenders operate today. These myths about the housing market may sound convincing, but as we've seen, they don't hold up under closer scrutiny. The idea of an imminent crash, homeowners never selling, rising interest rates driving prices down, or good credit buyers unfairly subsidizing others, they're all oversimplifications that ignore the bigger picture. The truth is, the housing market is shaped by a complex mix of factors: local demand, inventory levels, life changes, lending practices, and long-term trends. By separating fact from fiction, you can navigate this market with confidence and make informed decisions. The most important takeaway here is this: you can't rely solely on national news when it comes to real estate. The housing market isn't a one-size-fits-all scenario. There are countless of micro markets across the US, each behaving very differently. What's true for one market might not apply to another. In fact, even within the same county or state, real estate trends can vary significantly from one zip code to another. That's why it's crucial to base your decisions on accurate local data. If something in the headlines is making you hesitate about a move, take the time to verify it with specific, reliable information about your area, your micro area. Thanks for watching, and if you found this helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs clarity in today's housing market. What other myths have you heard about the housing market? Make sure to drop those myths in the comments below. See you on the next video.